This is a somewhat sad occasion. I think it's sad because the great provider of plenty, called the farmer, has been trampled and stomped upon and lied to until he has to turn to demonstrating and striking for his plight to be noticed. The American farmer who feeds himself and 56 other people is going broke. We are the most efficient cog in the wheel of progress and in the economy of the United States. Before we leave this rally today, we need to recognize this. We can look back over the past and let our chests swell with pride because we're American farmers. Truly, we have a lot to be proud of because we cannot be replaced by machines. Corporate farming is not the answer. There is no way that the food and fiber necessary to keep this country turning can be produced by anyone except the family farmer. Though we may be only 3% of the voting body in this country, we hold the keys to the food and fiber of this country. And we hold the keys to the price of our products. This is why we can strike and we can name our price. We cannot produce corn for $1.50 nor soybeans for $4.50 a bushel. The farmers are the backbone of this country. Let me ask you this question. If you were to have surgery on your back, who would you want to do it? Would you want the best surgeons and best hospitals that money can buy? Or would you want some quack to begin fooling around with a thing that controls practically every part of your body? That's the situation we're in today. We've let the quacks, two-bit politicians, and just general half-wits in the Department of Agriculture praise our efforts. Give us a pat on the back, yet at the same time destroy the backbone of this country. The time has come when we must speak up for ourselves and our families, or else we are going out of business. If a man thinks that he can invest $140 to $150 per acre necessary to produce a crop, then sell that product for $1.50 and make a profit, he's a poor mathematician. Agricultural Secretary Bob Berglund made the statement to the Oklahoma farmers that if they went on strike, the banks would sell them out. It's going to take a united effort. Every man with his hand to the plow and his shoulder to the wheel to make an all-out strike successful. The banks don't want our farms. PCAs don't want our farms. Gentlemen, I think they're ready to rally behind us, but we have to take the initial step to price our products. But I sometimes wonder which would be worse, taking the chance at being sold out by trying to get what is justly ours, trying to make a way of life better for our children, or just sitting back on our stools and doing nothing as we gradually go under. Unless action is taken to price our commodities, we're on the way out. We're going broke. The average farmer in Bacon County has an investment of over $250,000 in his land and machinery, and we're classified as small farmers. Something is wrong when you have made an investment of this size and can still hardly make a living. A tractor that cost $10,000 5 years ago will now cost about $25,000. And I ask you, when these machines you see on the streets today are worn out, how do we replace them? Those of you who have soybeans and had them contracted may think, well, I'm doing all right. But what about next year's crop? It looks as if they may be about the same as the current price of $4.50 a bushel. It's not supply and demand that governs our markets anymore. It is the big agribusiness conglomerates and the reports published by the Department of Agriculture. I wanted to use this illustration, if I may. In 1973, cattle prices had reached an all-time high. Housewives were boycotting the supermarkets, and the housewives were told, and reports were published in all of our farm magazines. And by the way, I feel they're all knee-deep in bull. That the reason beef was so high was that there was just not enough cows. Then all of a sudden, cattle prices fell to rock bottom and have stayed there for 4 years. They dropped before a cow could even have been bred or dropped a calf. One day, we had not enough cows. The next day, we had an oversupply of cows. Just doesn't make sense. It's another lie from the Department of Agriculture. This is called the land of plenty, and truly it has been. The land of cheap food and fiber at the expense of the American farmer. If there is a man among you who can produce corn for $1.50 per bushel and make a profit, I wish you'd show me how. We cannot, and the American farmer will not grow a crop next year and receive Hoover Day prices. I ask each of you to continue to work and tell all your neighbors about the strike movement. Let's not let the flame that has started in Bacon County die out. Let's let it spread through our counties and across the state and nation. And let's have rallies, tractorcades, marching in the streets, and an all-out strike if necessary, to continue in the way of life that we have chosen as our profession. I want to leave you with a story of Sir Winston Churchill. As he often watched from his backyard as Nazi bombers hammered and battered London during World War II, Churchill would lean on his cane, grip a cigar in his teeth, and repeat over and over again, "Tomorrow we will win. Tomorrow we will win. The day will come when we will win." On another occasion in this life, he was asked to address the boys' school at Harrow. In his speech, he emphasized 10 words: never give in, never give in, never, 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 never. I challenge each of you as we work, travel, and plan during these next weeks and months to let's never give in, let's never give up. Because if we do, the family farm is gone forever. Those words were true in 1977, and they still ring true today. And if you're an American farmer and you're watching this, I believe those words touch you close at your heart. And if you're not an American farmer, I just want you to know that we appreciate you supporting us. We appreciate you supporting us in the grocery store. Food security is national security, and it's in all of our interest to keep the American farmer in business. The American farmer's been through a lot over the years. We've been through wars and civil wars and great depressions and blights and droughts and hurricanes, but we're still standing. But there's one thing that we will never be able to overcome, and I hope it never happens. But the one thing that we can overcome is our fellow Americans, the American consumer, turning their backs on us in the grocery stores all over this country. We depend on you, and you depend on us. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless the American farmer.